What up, guys and girls? Okay, we're gonna go over how to do rational fractions and how to graph them. So our first question will be 2 over x minus 3. It's a simple one. I'm just gonna give you guys the basics. We're gonna find the domain, the range, the HA and the VA, horizontal asymptote and the vertical asymptote. Alright, so our first step is to find if there's any zeros. So all we do to find the zeros is use our trusty whiteboard here. And we're going to equate the numerator to 0, so 2 equals 0. No, 2 does not equal 0, so there are no zeros here. So zeros equal none. So now there's none zeros. Alright guys, now we have to find the domain. So the domain is actually pretty easy to find. So all we're going to do is take the denominator, and it's going to be x minus 3, and we equate that to 0. So I know it's bad to see, but x minus 3 equals 0, so all we're going to do is bring the 3 over. So now add 3 to each side. So now it's x equals 3. So the domain is going to be 3. So I'll show you how to write that. Alright, so this is how you're going to write the domain. So you're going to do d, well there should be a d there. So d equals in quotients, negative infinity with the number, which in this case will be 3. And then you're going to put the u, magical u. Then you're going to draw another set of quotients, or what you would call them. And now it's going to equal 3 on the first page, and then on the second side it's going to be infinity. So that's how you write the domain. Alright, so now let's find the range, guys. Okay, so the range it's going to be very simple. So since there's not a number being added, a constant out here, like a plus 1, 2, or 3, it's actually going to be plus 0. So this is very simple for the range. So it's exactly the same thing as the domain. So it's going to be negative 8, but it's going to be a 0. So negative 8, 0. Caption that off. U, 0, positive infinity. The range is probably the easiest part here. Okay, guys, so now let's do a very easy one too, the vertical asymptote. So this one is as simple as the domain. So all you're going to do is bring the denominator and equate it to 0. So x minus 3 equals 0. And now you're going to do is add 3 to both sides. Add 3 please. X equals 3. So x equals 3, and that'll be your VA, or your vertical asymptote. Alright, now let's do your horizontal asymptote. Okay, this is how you find the HA, or horizontal asymptote. So we got to find the degrees. So back up at our equation, we're going to circle the 2. And how many degrees are in this? There's none, so 0. And now let's go to the denominator, to the x. And that the highest degree between that pair, the x minus 3, or just those numbers, would be a 1. So it's going to be 0 over 1, which in our case will equate to the horizontal asymptote is equal to y equals 0, because it's 0 up here. Otherwise it would be undefined if it was 1 over 0. Also, fun facts, by finding the zeros, we can know that the graphs do not cross the line because there's no zeros that they cross on the horizontal axis, or the axes. Alright, now we're going to find the specific point. So we remade our graph. This is our graph. So we have y equals 0. So let's put that line. We'll make it a red line. We'll put it at the bottom because it equals 0. That's the y. Okay, cross the y. And then we have x equals 3. So 1, 2, 3. Put it on this line right here. Drag it down. Okay, so that's how we're going to make our graph. Those are going to be the two sides. Essentially, our original equation is not negative. We're going to choose this side up here and this side down here. So I'll show you how to find the specific points so they look okay and actually look nice. Okay, so now that we have our equation on the side over here, I'll circle it. 2 over x minus 3. Now we're going to plot some points. So choose some points. Like I'm going to choose 4. So all we're going to do is we're going to go over here. 2 over 4 minus 3. And now we have 2 over 1. So the plot point is going to be at 2. Okay. And now let's get our second point, and I'll show you how to plot these. Our second point, I'm going to choose the number 5. Okay. So 2 over 5 minus 3 equals 2 over 2. Because 5 minus 3 is 2. Which equals 1. So now let's plot these. It may not be clear, but I got like the 4, the numbers 4 is the numbers we plugged in. The x is the numbers we plugged in on these things, okay. And then we could create pairs with the numbers that we put in. So on the first one, it's going to be 4, 2, because 4 is the x, so 4, 2. And on the second one, it's going to be 5, 1, So now we're just going to put the dots there, and this will help us formate our graph. So we'll do 5, 1 first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1. Okay, so we got a dot right here. Here, let me change the color. We're going to go green, so green dot right here. And now the first one's going to be 4, 2, so we're going to count up 4, and then we're going to count up 2. So now we know the main curve. So this is our curve, and now we're just going to follow up and get closer to the line. You can apply as much as you want, but this just helps. And it might get you some extra credit, maybe. And now you're going to do the same exact thing. Choose dots in the x-axis over here that are under and behind this line, that are behind this line right here, behind the the x equals 3. And you just plug those in. You could find that it all works together. It's like asymmetrical. It looks very nice. So thank you for watching. I hope that you passed the test. All right, I'm out.